of Famers big game James Worthy, 7-time champion Robert Horry, Allie Clifton will join us in a little bit. Of course, Brez and Trudell are out in Memphis. They'll get the post-game sound. The last time the Lakers lost a Western Conference road game, James and Rob, opening night to the Clippers. So that streak ends at 18. Bottom line, guys, you can spin any way you want. Energy wasn't there tonight. Memphis played better. They played harder.
Yeah, Memphis has, it seems like they had a lot more to play for in the game. They're trying to make the playoffs, trying to hang for that 8th spot. And you said the key word from the beginning, the energy was there for Memphis, and the Lakers just couldn't match it. I mean, in the first half, Memphis had more points in the paint. They had, they shot the ball better, and they just couldn't find an answer for the energy and for John Morant and what he was able to do tonight. It was just not enough energy.
I wouldn't even worry about John Morant. I'm just looking at 20 and 20. Jonas, it's like
Valanciunas,
he had 20. It's like for someone who usually doesn't do these type of things, like every so often he might do this against bigs that aren't bigs, but he did this against, AD. Dwight Howard, JaVale McGee, to have 20 points and 20 rebounds I would have never guessed that.
And listen, we're not here to tell you the sky is falling. Lakers had a 7-game lead going into this evening. And here's Valanciunas going for 22 and 20. But here's the deal. I want you guys, because you've been in these situations, Rob, you've actually talked about it a lot. Explain these type of nights, especially when you're a team, first place in the West, like I said, a 7-game lead. The nights where you just, it shows, right? Because you get out-rebounded. You're getting outplayed in the paint. Yeah. The hustle plays aren't going your way. There are those nights in the NBA. Obviously, fans don't want to ever hear it. It's not what we want. We have to do a show, though, so we got to break down this game.
Yeah, you think that the guys don't have heart on the other team because you just smacked them in the mouth when they came in your building, and sometimes you take things for granted. And I think they took this team for granted because they're missing 2 of their key players. They held Ja Morant in check last time, and when you do that, you kind of come in lackluster. You don't have that same energy because you think this is going to be a walk through the park, and you could just go out there and beat these guys. But every guy in this NBA has pride. Every guy in this NBA has heart. Yes, and they can play. And that's the thing you got to understand. If you go out and get beat on someone on the court and you're trying to make the playoffs, you got a lot to play for because these guys want to show these Lakers, hey, we can play with y'all just in case we meet you in the playoffs. Because I guarantee you the coach was in the locker room saying, yo, this is a first-round matchup. This is who we might play. Let's go out and show these guys what we can do. And we clearly see who was motivated to play.
And they were motivated. Listen, this team had lost 5 in a row. They had been slipping since the All-Star break big time, and everyone was starting to write them off as an 8 seed, James.
Yeah, they may have beaten an Olympic team tonight if the Olympic team had come in there. It's just one of those nights where they were desperate. And, when you look at the categories, and like you mentioned, and all the categories that the Lakers lost in, they lost in about all of them.
Yep.
And that's just one of those lackluster nights, where, you just don't have it. 82 games, Rob's right. Sometimes you take them for granted and you just cannot flip the switch. The Lakers are used to flipping that switch a little bit. Third quarter was pretty good, but, they met a desperate team tonight who's trying to get in the playoffs, and they just could not catch up to the energy.
I was telling everyone we were watching the game. I remember when the Lakers were young and not very good and on the rise, and they would beat the Warriors, it seemed like once a year at Staples and blow them out, and I'd be so happy. It's actually nice to be on the other side, but I'd rather be.
Yeah, I know. It's funny, James. Once you mentioned that, I'm looking at the matchup and the stats. I'm like, the Lakers only won 1, and that was fast break points. I'm like, wow, I don't think I've ever seen that.
And by the way, James, they didn't win a quarter. Lakers didn't win any quarter.
Yeah.
Fourth, they tied. Every other quarter, they lost.
One of those
in Vegas, I would have bet the opposite. I no way they lost every quarter.
Rob doesn't like to lose money either. No, he would not have been happy.
Streets right now.
All right, let's take. Oh, they did. I was wrong. I just got it just updated. 22-19. The Lakers won the fourth quarter. Great. Thanks for really awesome to come in and thanks for raining on my parade. No, I'm just kidding. Our producer's great. He's had a pretty good game, didn't he?
Mm-hmm. Almost a triple-double.
Valanciunas thinks he's Elijah Wan with 22 and 20. One of those games. Let's go back to Memphis. Frank Vogel speaking with Mike Trudell on the media.
Frank, what did you see right from the start of the first quarter when Memphis seemed to take control of the game?
Well, we knew they were going to play with desperation. You know, they're currently the 8th seed in the playoffs, and they lost 5 straight. We saw it last night with how they played against Sacramento. They played with great desperation, and our guys have done a great job throughout most of the year playing with energy and matching the energy of the home team, and we just fell short with that tonight.
What do you think the difference was in terms of not really getting going until the fourth quarter? Did you have various times or units you were searching to see if they could get back into it, and anything that you noticed during the course of the game?
Well, number one thing is we couldn't rebound the ball. And again, that's energy. Credit those guys, for coming in and just crashing the boards hard. We were trying to get out on the break too much before we scored the rebound, and that was costly in terms of us getting a rhythm.
What made it so hard to stop John?
Oh, he was great. We started with our base coverage, and which forces him to ideally, hopefully, live in the mid-range. But he was making all his floaters, and then we went under a couple pick and rolls, which we shouldn't have done, and he bombed threes on us. So you got to go in from the perimeter and the mid-range, and when he does that, you got to come up a little bit. And we double teamed a little bit, got the ball out of his hands some, but ultimately it wasn't enough.
How was he doing? I know he jumped instead of the stretch, but he came back later on. Was he doing okay? Elbow bothering him?
Yeah, I mean he's battling a sore elbow, so we were going to use that as an opportunity to get Keith some more minutes, and then but he's doing fine.
When you look at the schedule and you see Memphis tonight with Ja and New Orleans tomorrow with Zion, does it feel like you are going through the future of the NBA?
That's not really on my mind, but yeah, I guess you could look at it that way. You got 2 bright stars in those 2 guys. And Ja was terrific tonight. He showed what he's going to be in this league for a long time. And Zion's killing it as well. So we know it's tough to sweep teams, in this league, no matter what the circumstance is. And we're up 3-0 on these guys, and we saw the kind of fight that you're going to see when you're about to sweep somebody or you have an opportunity to sweep someone. We're going to see the same thing tomorrow night.
You obviously are tinkering with rotations with the added player. It's something you need to do before the postseason, but how much does that influence rhythm?
It does, but it's nothing that every other team isn't doing, and we got to be better with it.
Anthony, I think, was being stretched in the fourth quarter, went to the locker room. Is that normal? Is he doing okay?
Yeah, we already will touch on that. Yep.
Aside from Ja's just physical attributes, I guess the confidence he has for a guy that's 20 years old, is that kind of mind-blowing?
No, it's remarkable. He's got a great future in this league, and you saw the confidence tonight. You know what I mean? And I think you see that every time he steps on the floor. He knows he can control the game and doesn't play like a rookie, and he's too much for us tonight.
With Morant, how much tougher does it make it when he starts hitting those threes? Like he had a career high for tonight, of course.
Yeah, you got to make sure you go over the pick and rolls, and that frees up his basket attacks. Makes him take it into the lane, and obviously if he's knocking those down, it makes him harder to guard.
Thanks, everyone. Thanks, Frank.
Lakers record by month. You look at October, they were 3-1. Opening night loss to the Clippers. And they go on that big run. They were 14-1 in November. That was just silly. December, they had that 4-game losing streak. There was a little bit of panic, but everybody's fine. 10-4 in January, 9-2 in February. The Lakers are 45-13, 6 games ahead of Denver and the Clippers. How about Ja Morant? Let's talk about him tonight. Big game, James, 27-14. We did a big breakdown about how the Lakers have been able to do a nice job defensively. The last 2 times they played, Rob did the breakdown. It's pretty good. He got up there with your nice suit and everything. It was great. He played great tonight. Got to give him a lot of credit.
Yeah,
Kid's fun to watch.
For the amount of games he's played, he's definitely my rookie of the year. Zion's going to get a lot of attention because of who he is. But this young man has proven to me that he's rookie of the year, Gita. He has no fear for a rookie and, plays with a lot of aggression and a lot of thunder.
Great athlete, too.
Yeah, and, he seems to understand the game right there. Yeah. Coming off a little pick and roll, surveying the situation. Right here's another situation where he kind of freezes the defense, shoots a little floater. He's just a phenomenal player and passer, and that's why I think he will get rookie of the year.
Yeah, you bring up a great point. His ability to navigate and hit different kinds of shots like the floater, but also he has incredible vision, Rob.
Yeah, he has great vision.
He's a star, right?
Yeah, he's a star. He's a true star in the making. For him to be able to snake through the defense and get through those trees, knowing that you got 3 incredible shot blockers on his team, but he doesn't care. He says, you might have got me one time, but those next 10 times I'm going to get you. And so he snakes through defense, and when he sees that he's pulling the defense towards him, he finds other guys. And the thing about that is he's so unselfish. You think most rookies like this, I'm battling for Rookie of the Year. I'm going to put up some points. But no, he's a team player. He's making the people around him better.